Hey guys, it's Davey here from phonebuff.com, and today I'm reviewing the Samsung Focus S available from AT&T. So to start off, I'm going to do a quick hardware tour. On the front, you have a beautiful Super AMOLED Plus display, which is 4.3 inches going diagonally and has 800 by 480 resolution. On the top left, you have your front-facing camera, which is 1.3 megapixels, and your earpiece. On the bottom, of course, you have your standard capacitive touch buttons for Windows Phone, which is back, home, and search. On the very top, you have your 3.5mm headset jack. On the right side, you have your power key and your dedicated camera key. On the bottom, you have your micro USB charging port and microphone. And on the left, you have nothing but your volume rocker for volume up and down. Of course, on the back, you have your 8 megapixel camera with LED flash, capable of 720p video recording. And at the very bottom, you have your speaker grill. So that's a quick overview of the hardware. Let's go ahead and dive right into the review. Alright, so the Focus S is obviously running the Windows Phone operating system version 7.5 Mango. Go ahead and show you the About section of the phone so you can see it's running Windows 7.5. It has 16 gigabytes of onboard storage. Of course, it says 14 gigabytes because 2 of it's being used up. It's running on AT&T because it's exclusive to AT&T. And I'll go ahead and run a benchmark while I give you some of the other specs. So we'll run WP Bench. I'll go to speed and hit start test. Alright, so underneath the hood you have a 1.4 gigahertz Qualcomm MSM 8255 processor with 512 megabytes of RAM. So it is a single core processor, but of course all Windows phones are single cores. So it's definitely on the high end. There's only a few processors out there that are clocked higher, like the one on the HTC Titan at 1.5 gigahertz versus 1.4. Of course, it's only 100 megahertz, so it's not going to make that big of a difference. And I'll go ahead and skip to the results for this benchmark and let you see what the score is. Alright, so the test is complete and the phone scored a 96.26. So pretty good score. I'd have to say the performance I get is just about the same. I get really good performance on here. Everything is buttery smooth, and applications open up pretty much as soon as I tap on them. I mean, one of the best performances one of the best performing devices I've seen on Windows Phone. I'll go ahead and run the browser mark benchmark so we can see how fast the browser is. And again, I'll just skip to the results so you guys can see what the score is. Alright, so the browser mark benchmark is done. It scored a 31,102. So of course, Windows Phone doesn't score as high as some of the dual-core Android phones out there or the iPhone 4S, but web performance has been pretty good for me. I don't necessarily notice it lagging compared to some of my Android phones, so I'm pretty happy with the performance of the device. But that's pretty much all I want to talk about performance, because I really want to get into what I love about this phone, and that's the design. The phone is really, really lightweight. It's only 3.9 ounces, and it's only 8.5 millimeters thin or thick. So definitely one of the thinnest Windows phones out there, and one of the lightest. Feels really good in the hand. It reminds me of my Galaxy S, the original one for Android, as far as the feel in the hand. Even though this is a 4.3 inch screen and that one was a 4-inch screen, it pretty much is the same size. So you kind of you're getting more screen size in the same form factor. So definitely happy with the design of this phone. The build quality is pretty good. Of course, it is that plasticky feel that you get with most Samsung phones, but that's what makes the phone lighter. And I definitely feel a lot more comfortable dropping this guy on accident compared to a phone like the HTC Titan, because I feel like that one would take a lot more damage than this guy would. Another thing I want to talk about is the battery life. The battery life on this phone is pretty good. I mean, it gets me through the day, and it doesn't die on me. Especially with Windows Phone's battery saver option, it seems to help. The AMOLED screen, with the black backgrounds, definitely takes up less juice. And I wouldn't say it's the best battery out there. I think the Titan might have a little bit better battery life, but I'm pretty happy with this guy, and I think it'll get the job done. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is the camera on the device. It is an 8 megapixel camera, like I said earlier. However, I am a little bit underwhelmed by it, especially with how well the phone looks and how nice the screen is. I really expected a little bit more from the camera. It just doesn't perform the way I had expected to, especially considering that Samsung made it. The Galaxy S2, I feel like, has a lot better camera than this guy. And even the HTC Titan, I feel like, has a better performing camera. However, this does perform a little bit better than the Nokia Lumia 800 from what I've seen. And let me go ahead and show you a few pictures of the camera to kind of give you a better idea. So I took a picture of some tangerines in a dark environment using the LED flash, and you can see the picture quality isn't bad here. However, I do feel like with a little bit better image quality, you'd be able to see the ripples a little bit better in the tangerines. This next picture though is the one it's what I was seeing a little bit more of that I was kind of disappointed with. The $100 bill here, it's a little bit blurry right here. I don't know if it's coming through on camera, but I have more pictures up on phonebuff.com that you could actually, click on and zoom in on to kind of get a better idea of how well the camera is. But overall, as I say, I'm not necessarily impressed with the camera, but then again, I'm not disappointed either. So, take that for what it's worth. Overall, though, with the phone, I'm happy with it. It's one of my favorite Windows phones, if not my favorite Windows phone, because it's very thin, which you don't see a lot of on Windows Phone. I feel like Windows phones are a little bit thicker. And the screen on here is beautiful with its the 4.3-inch Super AMOLED screen. The colors really pop on here. The blacks are very black, of course. And another thing, like unlike the Nokia Lumia 800, this guy has a front-facing camera, 1.3 megapixels. So it's nice to see that Samsung included that. It's just feels like a really high-end device. Feels like the Galaxy S2 on Android, but a Windows Phone version. So that's my review. For a more in-depth look, go to phonebuff.com. Again, the link is in the description box below. Alright, that's it for me in this video. It's Dave from phonebuff.com. Thank you for watching it, and don't forget to visit phonebuff.com for more cell phone news, reviews, and how-tos. Thank you.